with friends like Toto Wolff. Who needs enemies, ladies and gentlemen? Now I see why everybody's been crying sabotage, because the aphorism that states that you should never chalk up to malice that which you can chalk up to stupidity rings true here. But surely Mercedes, the boys and girls from Brackley and Brixworth, 8-time constructors, they cannot be so stupid. This must be deliberate now, sabotage or something like that. And of course, now I'm talking about the video that they put out to pay homage to one Sir Lewis Hamilton, 7-time GOAT settings. Surely they can do more than this. What are they talking about? Every dream needs a team. What? What's going on here? What are they alluding to? Whatever happened to Danke, Seb? Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to making this the final tour of Sir Lewis Hamilton about Sir Lewis Hamilton? Is it any more complicated or simple than that? This is how much that chap should mean to this team, for the avoidance of doubt. 246 races is the full length and breadth of his tenure. 84 wins, 78 poles, 6 World Drivers' Championships, 8 World Constructors' Championships. That's how much Sir Lewis Hamilton should mean to the boys and girls at Brackley and Brixworth. So how do we get here? How is the slogan even that we're going with, every dream needs a team? Mercedes continually succeeding to seize defeat from the Moors, no jaws of victory here. Make it about him. This is about Singapore 2018, Abu Dhabi 2014, Abu Dhabi 2021. This is about him, not you, the team. How could they be so bloody selfish and botch this? This was a slam dunk, ladies and gentlemen, and I desperately don't want to go scorch earth. This is about him, but they forced me. I have no other option. This is nonsense. Lewis Hamilton is finished with them too. You can see in his countenance even. Each and every single time he rocks up into the paddock. What colour is he wearing, ladies and gentlemen of the F1 jury? Red, meaning therefore he's now a Scuderia Ferrari driver in his mind, at least. Done with the boys and girls from Brackley and Brixworth. If this were an amicable split up, you would understand that Lewis Hamilton would be wearing black or silver to commemorate the time, the memories that he shared with Bono, Hammer Time et al. Toto Wolff too, once upon a time was a good friend. Now that is no longer. This is all sunk cost. How do I know? Well, Nico Rosberg is not a friend of Sir Lewis, is he? Those two once upon a time were travel buddies, best mates. Nico Rosberg could never ever beat him until in 2016, through endeavour and sheer grit and resilience, he managed to get it over the line. Since then, those two, Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton, do not speak. They are not friends. So it's no surprise then, or it's to my disbelief, that Nico Rosberg was the one on the internationally syndicated Sky F1 broadcast yesterday, espousing his discontent with the way in which Mercedes are celebrating this final tour. Lest we forget, Crofty was like, yeah, every dream needs a team. Great slogan. Nico Rosberg said no. I don't think so, mate. This is meant to be about Lewis. What are they talking about, a team? Whatever happened to Danke, Seb? Make this about him for once. Every dream needs a team. Are they insane? This beggars belief now. And I desperately don't want to go scorched earth, because that would be untimely, insensitive of me. Almost as insensitive as this celebratory tour is from Mercedes. But I can't help it, ladies and gents. They leave me with no option. I have had enough. James, I'm going to get to that later on. Bortoletto's coming. But here's what it is. I need to address this Mercedes thing because it's getting on my absolute nerves. If Nico Rosberg comes out and says that this is nonsense, you know, therefore it is nonsense. There is not a bit of agency of Nico Rosberg. If indeed there were agency, he would come out and back his old mate Toto, right? Not Lewis Hamilton. That Nico Rosberg is saying it. Tells you all you need to know. David Croft on the internationally syndicated broadcast rebuttals Nico Rosberg's protest and says, well, it kind of makes sense. Lewis had a dream. Mercedes were the team that enabled, no, facilitated that. Nico Rosberg says as follows. Okay, what are you talking about, Crofty? This is not that. Anthony Davidson chimes in and says, every team needs a dream driver. That's what this should have been. Adam Cameron, we told you all season, mate. What have I done? I've got no, honestly, I really want to argue devil's advocate, but they give me no cause. There is no just here. I feel bad for Lewis Hamilton as at the time of writing, because I am fuming. Let me tell you, I'm a massive crybaby as far as things as F1. Silverstone, you saw me, massive hay fever settings, crying like a baby when Lewis won a race where I didn't think he'd ever win one, potentially ever again. 2014 Abu Dhabi, 2021, I'm crying like a baby. I have tears in my locker. So why then do I watch all of these Mercedes videos and not feel not even one ounce of emotion? I've watched all of them. I don't care. None of them are good enough. I could go away and do a better job than did Mercedes, and they have budget, for Pete's sake. Lewis Hamilton, you heard him in the car talking about, you need to get rid of this sticker. This every dream needs a team sticker. This disrespect to my legacy. 246 races, 84 wins, 78 poles, 6 championships, and this is the way that you choose to send this dude off. Unbelievable. I'm done with Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton fans around the world have long burned their Mercedes cap, are in the throes of purchasing the red Scuderia Ferrari ones with the number 44 on there. Mercedes have dropped the ball on this and have been dropping it for the longest time. I won't even get into performance. This conversation isn't about this. This is more simple, more basic than that. This is brass tacks. Put together a proper video, Mercedes, and celebrate this chap. Surely. Throw a couple £100 at it, get a decent editor on deck and understand the sentiment. This makes me realise they never really understood this. This was a utilitarian relationship. It was about what Sir Lewis brought to the table that they could use and leverage going forwards as far as the performance and the brand that is Mercedes. It was never about him. But that's where they're wrong, because millions of F1 fans wouldn't even be watching but for Sir Lewis Hamilton. I get Mama Cameron on the phone and she can't wait for Lewis Hamilton to retire, because she will get herself so much time back in her calendar, because she'll never ever need to watch F1 again. That's what Lewis Hamilton means to so many people around the world. Mercedes have failed to get this assignment in the way that they're commemorating Lewis Hamilton's final turn. And again, case in point of their misunderstanding, that which they've done all season, because if past this prologue, there hasn't been a worse instance of that than this. Lest we forget when they said, if you don't love me at my worst on Instagram and other social media platforms, then you don't deserve to love me at my best. They don't understand what's going on here. Fast forward to Silverstone next year, there will be no luminous caps in that stand. All the support will be lifted and dropped to Scuderia Ferrari, because for the most part, F1 fans of Mercedes were Lewis Hamilton fans first. That's the only reason why they bought the luminous caps with the number 44 on. Mercedes are going to find out in real time. How very dare you, Toto Wolff, misunderstand this assignment. It is nonsense. F1 needed you to pay the proper homage, put together some proper videos, throw some budget at it for once, get the assignment, and you have done anything but. Lewis Hamilton fans around the world turn their back on Mercedes now in unison, going over to the red team, Scuderia Ferrari, to support, continue their devoted to support of their guy, Sir Lewis Hamilton. How very dare you, Mercedes. Toto, the boy who cried wolf. And that moniker is sticking, by the way. It's going nowhere. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the bottom line. But I digress.